No decent person can go on exploiting animals when they actually realize what they are doing. You don't need to be told that someone who exploits others is inherently a freak, and you absolutely don't need to be told that it makes no difference whether they're exploiting animals or humans. Ask yourself a simple question. You yourself have undeniably and absolutely never once believed it's okay to abuse animals. Why would you believe anyone else has? Put very simply, absolutely everybody tacitly knows they should be vegan. Absolutely anybody who argues against veganism or conveys an anti-vegan narrative is always lying. Absolutely nobody is the kind of stupid to believe that being a different species makes it okay to exploit or harm another. It is impossible for anyone to honestly deny that non-vegans are freaks. Extremely unfortunately, however, people are gullible. Not because they even believe the nonsense arguments that non-vegans spew, but because they somehow believe that they really are the kind of stupid that they pretend to be. People are too stupid to see how much of a blatant lie it is, absolutely all the time, to be anti-vegan in any way. And because of this, animals that are much kinder, much less abusive, and frankly far better than us are living in absolute hell, and it's for nothing. Only by being so gullible can people be so willing and unafraid of lying. Non-vegans use, rape, mutilate, torture, and murder animals, and they con everyone around them by pretending it's okay when everyone knows it is not. Non-vegans who try to argue against veganism are a vicious, miserable, insanely stupid, and repulsive bunch. They pretend that they believe the animals they're abusing lived in heaven itself. They play on factoids. They play on anecdotes to generalize. They ask intentionally stupid questions, and all they really do is throw red herrings everywhere, trying to make you believe they really are the kind of stupid they pretend to be. If anyone ever tries to play stupid and argues against veganism in any way, you don't get into any kind of debate with them. You don't give them any attention at all. You call them out on their intentional stupidity along with anyone who enables it, and then you write them off as the inherently fundamentally worthless parasite that they are. Anything other than that, and you are just enabling their worthless existence. Don't even think about so much as even giving them directions. Because when they get where they're going, they're just going to feel like you're okay with them abusing animals. And quite frankly, they should just get lost and die of starvation from everyone else writing them off too. In cutting them off like this, you're going to do the world a huge favor. And, unfortunately, you'd be doing them a huge favor too. But don't let that stop you from helping animals who need it now more than anyone. To even call the place that animals are bred and enslaved farms is just completely false. The proper term would be concentration camp. The conditions in animal concentration camps are without exception absolutely always horrible and always contain insane levels of abuse. They are virtually always tortured, raped, murdered, and mutilated. In fact, when you realize the basic economics at play when people treat others as mere objects, as obviously happens in animal concentration camps, something horrendous becomes apparent. Bit of a background for those who don't realize it yet. When animals are bred in concentration camps, they aren't bred in some mythical, romantic, happy manner. A human forces themselves inside them for artificial insemination and thus rapes them, making them pregnant. It is done a lot of the time on what is called a rape rack. Due to basic economics, animals raped for forced breeding will always be vulnerably close to puberty. So when you support animal enslavement, you are, without a doubt, being a child rapist, on top of all of the other horrors you are responsible for. All non-vegans are child users, child abusers, child mutilators, child murderers, child torturers, and child rapists. With all of this in mind, it becomes undeniable that veganism is the most important issue ever. Every single person with influence who is not advocating for veganism is a self-sacrificing coward. If someone is not vegan, they are a freak, and you know it. If it were not for all the abuse that humans inflict on enslaved animals, it could easily be said that the world truly has become a better place, as poverty and things of that nature have gone down for humanity. But sadly, it has only gotten worse, all because of animal abuse. Thousands of animals live horrid, unfair lives of slavery for every single human that exists on the planet, just about. Would you live a life of horrid slavery, abuse, torture, and murder and rape 1,000 times in exchange for being a human? You undoubtedly would not. The best we can hope for is that eventually humanity will have a breakthrough and stop being as insane as it is. And then the slavery of animals can end, and then we would finally be able to truly say that the world has become a better place. There is a lot of talk these days about AI and the future of automation. Some people are saying that AI will eventually replace every single job that a human can do. If that is true, and if the trend of animal abuse and charity and government welfare increasing over time doesn't reverse, then the world will become an absolute hellhole. Humans will become even more of a worthless parasitic species, doing nothing but breeding and consuming hedonistically, and all the while abusing animals on an unimaginable scale. Trillions, not billions, trillions of animals every few years will be bred into slavery in horrendous concentration camps to be used, murdered, mutilated, and raped for breeding to repeat the cycle. And instead of the only few billion humans rightfully starving to death or euthanizing themselves for being worthless, they'll be propped up by weak corporations and weak governments who will give them a handout, all in the name of charity and welfare. And every few years, those few billion worthless humans will still be around to stuff their fat, ugly faces with the corpses of those trillions of murdered and mutilated beings that are smarter than them. Really, when thinking about it, people are horrendously stupid. It's as though people would expect to be able to just torture and murder and use and abuse others to no end when it comes to non-veganism. Like it would have no impact on their soul, on their psyche, on their trustworthiness, or on their self-esteem, or whatever else you might think of. How absolutely gobsmackingly brain dead can people be? It's quite sad. In regards to our game, we could have made a simple game without any of our dialogue, particularly about offensive matters such as this, because people are afraid of what we say in our game. And we sadly think we'd have made more money at this moment by selling it without any of the radically honest dialogue. But we know not to, as it would be nothing but an inferior product, regardless if people realize it or not. In this regard, everyone who stands against us stands for extreme abuse, as they are either getting in the way of us finding out for sure if we can make the world a better place, or even because they are getting in the way of us actually making it so. And if all we can provide to humanity is entertainment and not knowledge, character building, and ideas that make them less evil, then that is even more sad. In that case, we would rather give humanity nothing than anything at all. If humanity can't listen to reason, we are better off quietly dying than enabling its worthless existence. We are not charitable, but the last thing we want is to be rewarded for making the world a worse place by just enabling humanity. As it stands right now, we can only hope that our radical honesty will hurt us only in the short term, but pay off in the long term. If any value can be gleaned from this at all, it's to not lose focus solely on short-term gains. And if no value can be gained whatsoever from this, then everything we've ever done should be erased from existence. Every single person on the planet needs to become vegan as soon as possible. And sadly, because of how short the lives of animals in concentration camps are, retribution to victims can't be made. And because collectively we have all enabled this ridiculous level of animal abuse, we have a collective responsibility to make things right. Every animal still trapped in a concentration camp has a right to be sent to a sanctuary farm, and non-vegans, more than anyone, should foot the bill for the sake of their own moral sanity. One could easily see how this would be even more than mere charity, as it is simply a collective form of responsibility. And so we can stop seeing this ugly animal abuse behavior absolutely everywhere. We all have a responsibility to raise awareness, because to do nothing is to support it. Don't be an exploiter, a torturer, a murderer, a mutilator, or a rapist. Be vegan. And don't be gullible. Don't underestimate the extent to which people lie. Nobody is the kind of stupid to be against veganism in any way. You should always call people out as the liars that they are when they act like they're against veganism. And call out everyone who enables the lying as well. And if you don't have the guts, then you can email us and we'll do it for you.